You are a agency owner, an entrepreneur, business owner, a sales manager, or any form of you are a leader and you have influence within your team, within your culture, whatever, this video is going to be exactly for you. You know what I've learned throughout the years is that we have two things that we need to focus on: the intangibles when it comes to the individual, the leadership, and then the other part would be sales funnels, sales strategies, marketing, branding, our team, organization, and all these different things, product development, your offer, whatever you're doing, your services and whatnot. Now, what I've discovered is that, yeah, we do put a lot of emphasis when it comes to the sales funnels and the marketing, the ads, the campaigns, the sales training, and how to increase revenue. But what I've realized, and this video is going to be exciting for you guys, is that 99% of the times you don't have a business problem. You have a leadership problem. We do, and online social media and YouTube, this is everywhere. They teach you a lot of strategy and applicable stuff and how to do this, how to run ads, how to do all this stuff. And there's so much information out there. I'm pretty sure you guys have done that information. You've applied all the information. But maybe you're stuck in your revenue. Maybe you haven't hit your goals. Maybe the team is not where you want them to be. Maybe there's something wrong and you still focus on the funnel, the sales, the ads, the campaigns, the branding, and all these different things, training. But you realize that it's not a business problem, it's a leadership problem. And why do I say this? Last year, actually, it was 2 years ago, I met this guy that he was making about almost $1 million a year. He was a sales manager. He had about 80 guys, 60 to 80 guys in his organization. And he knew he was great at sales. He knew all the strategy, knew the product very well, great in marketing. They used a lot of social media to recruit the guys and stuff and everything. Great systems in place. And they were hitting, like, yeah, the revenue was good, but they were honestly there. Like, they were hitting the same numbers over and over again. And when I met this guy, what I realized is that he struggled with a few things, and maybe you guys can relate. He was a porn addict. He struggled with lust big time. He was very low in his confidence and self-esteem. He was out of shape, and he had no purpose. He became so transactional and so business driven that there was no passion, there was no purpose, there was no meaning, there was no magic in his organization nor culture. And the other thing that I've learned, because he was the leader, he lost himself in the process of just focusing on the sales part of it, the marketing, the recruiting, and he was not leading by example, which that's the biggest thing that we're going to talk with you guys today. Because when it comes to leadership, there's so many things people tell you that you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to be a boss, you got to be accountable, you got to hold your team accountable and all these different things, which is great. But let me tell you the number one most important trait you guys need as a leader, which is this one. The most important one, for like literally forget about everything you know. This is the most important one. And it's going to be this one. Leading by example. And again, this video is going to be for Christians, Christian business owners, Christian entrepreneurs, online coaches, and whatnot. I try to apply faith in everything that I talk about if you watch my videos. I do believe Christ to be the best leader, which created movements, impact, influence, and all these different things. So I try to apply a lot of the principles that he taught into you guys. So it's leading by example. And I'm gonna start with this quote. When I read the Bible, when I read the New Testament, there's one invitation that Christ told his disciples, and it was this one. And I'm gonna write it down so you guys can pay attention. Remember, leading by example. But his invitation was this: come and follow me. He did not say, go and do what I tell you, go and obey me, obey my command, follow the rules, like just go and do it. He said, come and follow me. Come and do what I do. Come and sleep where I sleep. come and eat what I eat, come and talk to the people that I talk to. I set the standard, come and follow me. And maybe a lot of you guys, and I'm just saying maybe because maybe it's not an issue, and maybe you do actually have sales problems and a marketing problem or a team problem and you got to fix that, or a product problem. Maybe your product just sucks. I don't know. I'm just talking because I see it all the time that a lot of the times it's just the leader. It's not a funnel. It's not the sales. It's literally you are the problem because you are the leader. And I say this because maybe your way of leadership is too much of do what I tell you and do what I'm telling you to do, but you are not leading by example. Just as I just mentioned, leading by example is the only way. And there's two things that you need to get in check that I found out with this guy, because I coached him in the 20 protocol back in the day, and we focused on two things. And it was his faith, being aligned with God and his purpose. And then the other part of it was his fitness, building that discipline. And it was so sick because when he started working on those two things, he actually was way more fulfilled. He had a killer culture with his team. His team actually made way more money and increased the revenue because the leader was in check. You don't have a team problem. You don't have a business problem. You don't have a sales problem. You have a you problem. You have a leadership problem. You are the problem. And why do I say this? Because I love sports. If a team is not performing, let's say soccer or football. You guys like football. So a football team is not performing. Who do you blame? Who's responsible for the team? It's the coach. It's not the players. It's not do they have accountability? 100,000%. But if there's one to blame or responsibility, it's the coach. What is he doing? You are the coach in your team. You are the leader. You're not the boss. Or maybe you are the boss because you just tell people what to do, but you're not leading by example. You tell your team to have passion, to have grit, to have resilience. But what about you? Do you show them or do you tell them? You tell your team to be aggressive, to get to compete, to have focus in their work. Do you do those things? Do you tell your team to follow God, to put God first, to have purpose and meaning? Do you do that in your personal life? You tell your team to be disciplined, to be extremely focused on their task, to not waste time, not be distracted. Do you show that? Something that I've learned in my personal life, and if you guys know me well, is that I'm not going to tell you to do something I'm not doing. If I'm having issues with like family stuff or personal stuff, or with my partner, significant other, or friends, I'm not going to tell you to fix that if I'm not fixing it myself. So I'm saying that if you want to create more revenue in your business, if you want to create better results in your team, fix yourself, become better, and lead by example, and focus on those two things: faith, your purpose, be more aligned with God. And why this is so important? Because this is the most important thing you're going to have. You're going to have power. Because once you're aligned with God and you're on your purpose, you're truly going to have influence. People are going to feel something when you speak to them. People are going to feel something when you walk around them. People are going to feel in their souls and hearts that you're not just preaching money, but you're preaching impact, mission, and legacy. And in today's society, people want to be part of something bigger than themselves than just making money, which is a huge thing. But if you preach with a mission, the revenue will just increase and they'll follow you. Right now, they're just maybe listening to you, but here they're going to become followers. They'll follow you because they feel the power, because you're so aligned with God and the mission and the impact that you can have, that they'll believe in the mission. And then the second part of it, which is this one, is focus on your fitness, your discipline. And this is part of becoming a strong man. Same thing. Maybe you don't have a revenue problem. You're just soft, to be honest. People don't respect you. How you look, dude, that matters a lot. If you're out of shape or fat, or somebody looks at you and they think they can slap you because of the way you look, like, that's a problem. Like, I always say to myself, I would rather be trusted and respected than loved. Because if people trust me and respect me, they're going to listen. If they love me, most likely I love a lot of people that I don't trust or listen to. But this is the part where you gain their respect and trust. And it's based on results. If you don't have the life, or you don't become someone that they would like to imitate or emulate, they will not follow. Same thing again, you don't have a business problem, you have a leadership problem. You're not a quality leader. And in the world of social media, YouTube, and information, we have an overloaded information. You don't like the information, dude. There's so much information out. There's 99.999% of the times it's a mindset problem. It's a leadership problem, and you're the leader. You're the leader. So if you don't have these two things in check, your team will not increase. And maybe might increase. Maybe you might be able to figure it out, but you're going to survive, not going to thrive. At some point, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to get stuck. And you're going to be miserable because you're not leading by example. Remember that invitation that Christ said. He didn't say, go and do what I tell you to do. He said, come and follow me. Shoulder to shoulder. Walk where I walk. Come feel what I feel. Come say what I say. Come experience what I experience. I am the standard. You are the standard. It's you. If there's something wrong with your team, your organization, your culture, your revenue, your profit, your freaking results, you are the problem. You know why? Because you are supposed to set the freaking standard. It's not them. It's you. You're the leader. The best way to become a more effective leader is leading by example. I don't know any other way. I do believe it's the best way. We talk about sales and communication, all these different things. Yeah, they're good. But a leader that commands power, respect, and trust and influence, dude, people will follow. It's not what you tell them, it's how you make them feel. It's how you make them feel, dude. Focus on these two things. Hopefully this video helped you. Drop down in the comments you guys' thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you think they might need it. But again, I want to hear you guys' thoughts about this. If you guys have any questions, I would love to talk about it in the next video. And hopefully this helped. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in a lot of clients and people that we work with, especially leaders, entrepreneurs, agency owners, that it's not a business problem, dude. It's literally a personal development problem. It can be fixed if you focus on your faith, your purpose, your alignment with God, and your discipline, your fitness. Love you guys. Have urgency, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.